So one of the questions I get asked most often is, how do I prevent that miss to the right? You know, that one that, I mean, you got a putt I should make. It might be 2 feet, it might be 6 or 10 feet, but for whatever reason, it's a miss to the right. And you hear it on TV, right? He kind of got tense and kind of left it out to the right. What's the deal? Well, there's probably a lot of reasons, but one that I see the most often in my teaching is we get a little tense, our shoulders get a little bit tight, and we're trying to make a stroke, and we frankly just kind of freeze and we just sort of lunge at it. And it's a miss to the right, unless we just slam the face closed and we miss it to the left. But here's the idea. In my good stroke, my shoulders move like this. Back, through impact, and through on down the line, right? Awesome. Then I get a little bit tense if I'm not careful. My shoulders go back, they come back to impact, I start freaking out, my shoulders stop, and they just stop, and my hands keep on going, and it looks like this in a real stroke. Back, through, shoulders stop, hands just take off. And my shoulders, what I call pivot stall. The pivot between my shoulder blades, I just freak out. Well, we're going to tackle that. We're going to knock that out of our system right now because we got to putt better this year. So here's what I have in mind. 3 real quick tips. One is the ball of steel. Now, you're familiar with the ball of steel. It's 5 times the weight of the ball. We're not talking about impact today. We're not talking about deceleration today. What we're talking about is a stroke that finishes, my shoulders finish, and I sort of eliminate that stall tactic and I keep my shoulders moving. Now the ball of steel is heavy. If I stall it, if those shoulders stall, I might hit it 2 or 3 times before I get it to move. We don't want to do that. My second tool that I really rely on is the pendulum rod. Now the pendulum rod is unique in that it creates that perfect visual for keeping the shaft moving, right? It's ideal. If, on the other hand, my shoulders stall, my hands take over, see how I separate the shaft of the putter and the shaft of the pendulum rod? Very easy to see, and that's exactly the definition of kind of pivot stall. So I kind of keep that going. Man, I can make a lot of putts with that putting rod in play because my shoulders just keep on moving. The putter head wants to move right on down the line. My favorite secret weapon, though, I have to tell you, is the butter putter. Now here's the idea, besides it's just really fun to putt with. The idea with the butter putter is if I keep the motion going, that the really flexible shaft of the butter putter just kind of keeps right on moving. It hardly flexes at all, unless I bring the shoulders back, they stall, my hands take off, and the shaft goes like that. That's never a good sign. I may miss that one to the right or the left. It could go anywhere. But the idea is it lets me know that something has gone awry with the motion of my stroke. So here's the deal. This week, take your 5 minutes, find what you have to help you work with this. Ball of steel, pendulum rod, butter putter, something in that vein, but pay attention to the motion of moving my shoulders back and all the way through impact. All the way through impact, down the line, where I'm making a good stroke, where those shoulders continue to make motion. I hit a nice solid putt right down the line. We're going to get better. This is going to be a great year.